I really don't remember talking about this before, but in case I have not, I wanted to discuss in-laws and your relationship with them. Any of you guys out there who are married or have been married or know very closely people who are married, what are your relationships like with your in-laws? Because I hear nothing but, for the most part, bad stories, horror stories in some cases. And in my personal experience, at least, I got to meet the mothers of two of my boyfriends. And I only met my boyfriend's father once, and then he passed on. So after that, I realized that I haven't really met my boyfriend's dads. Well, my first boyfriend, I definitely met his dad, but not his mom, which was interesting. I really liked his dad because he was into conspiracies and stuff, so having a conversation with him was always fun. And he was really into philosophy, and you guys know what kinds of topics I like to discuss here, so you can imagine that it was like an instant connection. But most people I usually hear complaining about mothers-in-law, and I can't help but wonder why. Like, what makes them so terrifying? What makes them bad? What makes them awful? And I also wonder, is the mother-in-law worse for the wife or worse for the husband? Like, say, me as a wife, would I inherently probably have a bad time with my mother-in-law, or would my husband be the one who has a hard time with my mom? I really cannot tell, but at least the mothers that I have met, except for maybe my second boyfriend, I feel like she was cool in my presence. Maybe because that was like one of them trivial teenage relationships, but I feel like she might be the one that's probably most questionable, and possibly the one who may try to influence me into her ways a little bit, but I really did not get to know her personally well enough to say that with certainty. But what makes me say that is the stories that my ex-boyfriend used to tell me and be like, oh yeah, so my mom would do this and that. And I'm like, okay, so she's the kind of person who's like, her opinion is the correct one and nothing can change it. But again, I personally did not know her well enough, and I feel like my ex-boyfriend at the time just had a lot to like get off his chest, because when you're a teen, your relationship with your parents can get a little rocky at some point. Well, I say parents, but only my mom is relevant. Yeah, with my mom at some point it got pretty tumultuous. So I just wonder why, if I'm married, why would I have to re-experience another teenage parental relationship with my in-laws that may be a little more dramatic? Is it because I have resources that you're trying to like take over, such as, say, my time, my kids? You assume that I have money because I have a job, so would you be the kind of person who intervenes in my finances, even though your old ass should be more financially fit than I am? So that's what I'm saying, guys. I need to create this topic because I don't know what to say. I don't know what to think. And those folks who do tell me stories about their in-laws, again, it's not like I really intrude too much in the topic. I don't really like to pry in that type of thing. But sometimes people just have stuff to get off their chest. I am there to listen, and I don't mind. But yeah, I just wonder if you guys have any idea what might make that relationship not work out very well. Is it because since your in-laws are going to be inherently older, they just want to be controlling of how you manage your relationships? Or the opposite could be true. Is it because they're not invested enough, and when you don't need them to be, they try to be, or when they are, it just doesn't work out? I don't know. You guys, please let me know. You guys are going to be my source of info, because me personally, if there is a future in which I'm married, I want to know what to expect. And if I have pre-experienced this mentally, then when it happens, if it does happen, I'm more likely to be able to recognize the issue before it evolves into something significant. So that's where this is coming from, if you wonder. All right, guys, thanks so much for tuning in and for sharing your opinions, and I will see you soon.